and lichess.org. Intro National Master William Paschall with the Pandas. Keep us company here. Good to see you, Acerbate. What's up, guys? We're going to have a 2-hour stream today. I got to leave a little bit early due to some chessic responsibilities. But 2 hours of 5+3 casual blitz should suffice for today. We can get a warm-up game against someone here. How's my microphone? Camera's okay? Hello, 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 hello. Microphone is working? Hello, hello, yes. I don't like the new Streamlabs layout. I can't see my microphone properly. See if it's working. It's all scrunched up. Alright, those are my correspondence games. We're going to play a warm-up game here. Welcome to the stream! Yes! I like that one. Anyway, Asterby, what's up, man? Good analysis stream yesterday. Mic is working. Microsoft hasn't turned it down to 88% volume. It's ridiculous. 13,000 games in play. Is that for real? Is that possible? Alright. So, let's play chess. Create a game. An innocent victim. No. At the lobby. Bartender, can I have a drink? Nikolai challenging to 10-0 in Chess 960. I don't mind playing Chess 960 if somebody wants to challenge me to Chess 960. That's fine. There's a 5-0 game. We'll do that for a warm-up. But we're playing 5+3. Actually, this is bad for me to switch between time controls, but you get into a rhythm, and I mean, it's hard to forget or remember that you're playing the Ukrainian variation. In honor of Donald Trump's impeachment, I'm going to play the Ukrainian variation. Donald Trump, not very good at the Ukrainian variation. All right. Bishop g5. I see a lot of that. Not necessarily a great move. I'm trying to remember what the best move is here for black. You could play bishop e6. I think typically I'll just do like the ordinary thing and c6, king c7. Cleaned my office a little bit yesterday for the first time in months. That was good. One thing you gotta watch out for is the bishop d8 mate. Does anybody remember? There's a famous game. I don't remember who played it. Maybe Tartakover. There's a very, very famous game with like bishop d8. You know, like grandmaster versus amateur. I don't remember the circumstances of that happening. Oh, should I go fd7 here? Then you've got takes on, yeah, that's the point. Takes on e5 is a threat. I almost have to play bishop d6 now. It's amazing a 1600 could navigate to this. I don't know a lot of like 1900 players who play this correctly with white. I guess I can play bishop d6 if I have to. I don't really like that move. Just have to rethink my previous move. Maybe this is debatable. The old e4. White starts to go down the crapper. When you play e4, your bishop becomes a pawn, and your other bishop is a vital piece that you can never afford to exchange off. Looks like e4 is a bad idea in general here. Yeah, he's gonna try for some kind of white square control like this. Psychic network. Lieutenant Uhura. Welcome to the psychic network. But maybe bishop c5 is even better there. You have no bishop, man. It's a pawn. A good heads-up move. Please don't trap my bishop with some weird move. He's pretty good. The only mistake he's made is giving up that square. It's tempting to take here on c3. The simplest way of playing this position. I don't really think it necessarily is the best, but we'll keep it simple. Then I don't have a bad piece ever. He has a bad bishop. Very small advantage to black in terms of practical play. The engine might even call this equal. g4 controversial. Putting more pawns on white squares. Burying his bishop even more. Obviously this maneuver was my intention, but I'm thinking now that my knight is better on c5, just where it is. Yeah, so this is a travesty. Now he has to try to draw with the bad bishop versus knight. Engine might think that white's okay here. Berane. 1648. Wow. I wish I had a queen instead of a knight. I mean, instead of rooks. Right here. Minor piece endgame is a draw. I mean, of course he can mess it up. One thing I don't want to do is trade both sets of rooks. One set of rooks is okay. But for 1600, this guy is really credible. What he needs to do now is like make both rooks disappear, and there's no way for my king to infiltrate. Now he just kind of gave away the game for no apparent reason. Yeah, I'm going to give you a take back. Dude, it's like a warm-up game. What are you talking about? Give you a take back. Ridiculous. In an unrated game, otherwise I might, a non-increment unrated game, we're going to do take backs. Come on now. Really unnecessary. He's got like a 2-minute time advantage. He's offering a take back. Alright, whatever. I just want to get this game done. Play another game, Schnoofy. Play another. It's not rated. I mean, I would be a little more liberal in most cases when it's unrated. Nice. He found another defense. I don't really want to trade rooks, but he will get a rook on the 7th if I'm not careful there. Still, he's still hanging tough. I think the drawfer was simply a trick to try to make me think and use more time. And g6 is deadly. This guy is deadly, deadly competitive. I can just feel it. He wants to win so bad. But that's the final straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. King d5. The proverbial camel. JBW. Now he resigned. Desperately wants a rematch for his take back. Dharma surrender. I don't play rated on my stream, but if you want to challenge me to rated off stream sometime, that's perfectly okay. I'm basically analyzing the games while I play, guys, so I need to use a lot of my energies toward commentating, so I don't take rated challenges. It also encourages people to cheat, which I don't appreciate, so no rated games. All right, we're welcoming challenges 5+3 casual. What's he? Jim's here early. Nice. Good to see you. Arsenal's here. Coach Ah. Juicebox Wizard. A lot of regs. You guys must have a challenge between you for me. Okay, I'm just taking challenges in order, guys. No favoritism toward the subscribers. Reading comprehension was not his strong point. No rated games. Read my lips. Rated. No. Alright. Dharma re-challenged me with the same exact challenge I declined a minute ago. Obviously, there was a reason for that. I love being sarcastic, guys. Especially in the morning when I'm still grumpy. What's up? 5 plus 3. We're going to have to get another random challenge here. Nobody wants to play me except the guy that insists on rated. B Bosco. 3-0 is a little quick. I like 3-0 actually. That's the fastest I'll play, but not in the mood. Variant 5 plus 8. Increments too big. Takes forever. For this purpose, for our purposes. Do you want to play me now that I'm on my ultimate tilt? Of course. I'd love to see that. Did you play bullet chess all night or something? That was a good game yesterday. You shared. You made me think about that knight c5 Caro Kann, Jim. I've lost against that a couple times at Blitz. See, nobody prepares for that. Nobody bothers to actually learn the line. Unless you're like Peter Spidler or some grandmaster or something. How often do you face knight c5 in the bishop f5 Caro Kann? I think the bishop f5 Caro Kann, though, it's kind of a problem. I mean, every 9-year-old kid knows 20 moves of theory. Every time I go to a tournament, I see some 8-year-old, like on move 22, playing the bishop f5 Caro Kann. It was funny because this kid I played who was really good, he was like almost master strength, 12-year-old. Maybe he's 11. And then he gets paired with this little girl who was like 1600. And they're in book, on move 21 in the Caro Kann. He couldn't beat a 1600. And he's like 2100. I mean, damn, dude, that's a 500 rating point difference. I don't know about the Caro Kann. Everybody seems to know it. Everybody knows the bishop f5 Caro Kann. Even 1300s, no 25 moves of theory. I don't know why that is. I guess it's just easy to play or something. I never played bishop f5 for that reason, because it was too standard or something. But I realized that the other variations are maybe not quite as good. Ars challenged me to 5 plus 3. Yeah, I also failed against knight c5 in some Blitz games to equalize. I think once here on the stream long ago. I can't remember who it was against. Did I mean to play this? I didn't mean to play this, actually. But here we are. Here we are. Ponda. We gotta confuse Arsenal. There's a lot to be said for staying away from main lines. At all levels. Didn't the G4 and sacrifices scare some players away from the... You're obsessed with that G4 thing. Sacrifices? What are you talking about? I mean, most people don't even know what the Ukrainian variation is. But what scares me away from the Ukrainian coach is that it just sucks, Well, he plays knight f3 and you have to play the old Indian or something. I mean, it really, it doesn't have a lot of independent significance, honestly. I play it, but it's basically rubbish. But not because of some exchanging pawns on e5 and something fancy down the line, What am I doing here? Right, Rubinstein variation. We got to keep Arsenal out of book. He's a major theoretician. I was looking at some old theory here. What do you do now? H3. Yeah. I was looking at this the other day. I guess I just played bishop d7. What else can I do? A6. Funny, I don't remember this happening in my game. Maybe knight d7 now. I guess we can try that. Strong point. Yeah, but even that looks bad, Coach. I mean, I don't trust that. It has a good score, but Engine probably will refute it somehow. But who wants to play the e takes F Caro-Kann and then play h5? I mean, that's crazy. I know that like some strong players have played that. But it's like, oh, I'm going to play the e takes F Caro-Kann for a win. You know? Yeah, it's interesting, but it'll probably run out of steam. I was looking at some critical line there, and it was just like better for white, but still white had like a great score. But I think it's just that not enough people play that it's not a statistically relevant sample size. The e takes F Caro-Kann might be black's best after bishop f5. Knight d7 seems very passive. What the heck is this? Wow. The grobbing good. How did your game go? Grobbing good? Grobbing good. Grob me. Grub them by the pawn. Now what? It almost seems like I'm making g4 make sense. Grubbing good, old boy. G4. Lack of self-control. You don't want to go drinking with this guy. All right. But all jokes aside, my f7 looks kind of tender. It just comes at you. It never moves back. Only forward. No retreat. See? Just keeps coming at me. That knight on e7 looks kind of funky. No matter what, I'm always feeling a little passive here, but... Alright, we'll take our chances with not... I don't want a traffic jam on e7. It's good. Shirov's Obsession, new book. Or maybe a perfume of some sort. Cologne. You guys know the only Grandmaster who ever had a cologne product? This was an old trivia question. The only chess Grandmaster ever to have a cologne product named after him. No, it's not Shirov. It's not the answer. I'm just joking. There is one. There was one. Oops. I'm surprised Magnus doesn't have his own. Maybe he does by now. He would ruin the trivia question. But it's not a modern player. How do I unravel here? But what's wrong with c6? Simple answer. He's going to play knight c4 next? This is a little bit tough. You know, I noticed one thing about Arsenal fan. He seems to have really... He just loves space. Another bad white square bishop. He loves space. I'm not loving my lack of space here. You never guess I rarely play the Steinitz defense, right? I figure if you play the King's Indian, you got to be able to play the Steinitz defense. My friend from my chess club when I was a kid, Doug Brown, he was a master. He said it was the same thing as playing the King's Indian, but I don't really quite buy that. You know, it seems like in the Steinitz you have even less space than in the King's Indian. I don't think it's as bad. The Steinitz is worse. I remember watching him play it against Patrick Wolf once. It was really bad. H6 structural approach. Wow. Can that be right, Master? Give me that. Get over here. Mastering the endgame. White's plan all along was to trade queens. Go for the endgame. Steinitz, King's Indian. Do I have any more challenges? I have a challenge from Zen Chess. You guys can't quite see the challenges up there. Wonder if I could move it. It doesn't matter. The less you know, the better. Keep you guys in the dark. Welcome to the stream, guys. Next stream is Sunday, simul. So now c6. No, we're still not playing c6. How about king? Knight g5 is going to be a biatch. Though maybe that's the simplest thing to do. King f8, knight g5, king e7. No, that's not a good idea. f6. I'm kind of hurting here spatially. We're gonna have to hold the line. He still could be better. Oh, I have an idea. That's not gonna... It's better not to play. You don't really want to play f6 here. I have a plan. Wow. What is that about? Knight f3. With the idea of... Let's see what he's up to. The moves just keep coming. Rapid fire succession. Oops. Just mouse slipped. Lost my mind. It's all part of the plan. Knight f8. What kind of move is that? Seriously. Knight f8. Arsenal should trade pieces. Bishop takes d7. Knight f8 is ridiculous. c4. I can't believe I played knight f8. I meant to play like knight f6 and knight g8. Played knight f8 by accident. Embarrassing. Oh no. We'll get the other one later. Where's Alms? He would love this. The Alms school. That pawn could get to be a problem there. He's got the speed thing down. knight sucks. What am I going to do? I thought it was like 2 pawns up. I'm 2 pawns up, right? It's a lot of pawns. I don't feel like it. A6. It does. Go for it. Go for it. I agree. This is just too much fun. The last time I teased him, though, I lost in the simul on Sunday. He's not one to give up. You don't need that for anything. This is like a 30-minute game or something, feels like. He's going to sack your bishop on f5 to break through. I don't know about this opening, guys. What was going on there? G4. Wow. There are some Shirov games with white. Let's see if he played G4. 97 very rarely played. Alonso was white. Man, G4 is mental. H5. That takes some practice. You gotta think about H5. Oh my god. Bela Langel. Jim's up. The psycho tilt player. Psycho tilt player. Play knight f3. See, now if I play d6, I was talking about this yesterday, I suppose white can play e3, and it's not as bad. You know, this was my game with Sebe, I think. I played knight c6, and then he played knight f3. It's not so easy to deal with this. Alright, we'll try it. Now you transposed. You had a nice position until you refused to take my bishop? What do you mean refused to take my bishop? Which bishop was that? No, I think your position, like when I played bishop f6 or whatever. Yeah, like Coach A saying. You definitely don't want to trade. You definitely don't want to trade the dark square bishops. You think this is tilt? Tilt is like when I play h4 on move 1, a4 on move 2. This is a very rational opponent we're facing here. Hardly tilt. It's basically an English opening. Very sound. G7 bishop. Yeah, it's rubbish. As you say. Across the pond. Rubbish. Rubbish bishop. Alright, so what are we going to do? I can play bishop e6 now, but I get walking into forks here. Play your intuition. Play with your intuition. Good advice. Space. Well, I was looking, it wasn't specifically for you. I was looking at a book on Spanish sidelines the last couple of days. An old one. Just kind of perusing all these like random lines, thinking like, what could I play? I didn't really want to play the Steinitz. I kind of meant to play the Steinitz deferred, but then I played d6 without thinking. I would prefer to play a6. I would prefer to play a6, but I have to be careful about who plays the, exchange variation or whatever. I mean, how bad can knight d7 be? It seems like a normal strong point idea. This is an interesting idea. Speaking of ideas, ideology. But wait. Paradoxical. I refuse to weaken myself further, sir. Here we go with the bad dark square bishop again. I guess I'm obsessed with that. Whenever I'm playing, it seems like white has a bad white square bishop and black has a bad black square bishop. This is extreme. So much for the bad bishop. What bad bishop? At least we don't have that problem anymore. We have new problems. Probably the engine likes white. Interesting. That's a really strong piece there. Could be very dangerous. This is not so easy. Also, the E file could open up. I think he has pretty good compensation for the pawn structure damage here. I would say that white is perfectly okay. It's weird that this tension is staying so long with the b5 pawn. I wasn't sure I wanted to exchange and open up the file for him. If I play that, he's eyeing f7. What's this about? I have no idea. No idea what's going on. There goes the e5 pawn. Got to admit, he played this well. Seems like white is slightly better. Don't seem to be any tactics. Those two bishops are slicing. Very dangerous. And it's really not a bad exchange. He's basically trading off his doubled pawn for a central pawn. All right, let's just be calm and logical about this. I can take a pawn. He has queen c4. In that case, That's probably okay for me. Is it? It is. He's rook f4 I missed. Very strong move here. I think you should go for that, probably. Rather than the queen exchange. I was eyeing bishop e6, going for the b3 pawn, actually. Yeah, no, I thought about bishop e6. It's a good move. Why didn't I like it? Why didn't I like bishop e6? Didn't really have a good reason, to be fair. Now he has rook f4. I keep trying to talk him into that. I don't know if it's a good move or not. Queen g3. Queen g3. Queen g3 actually seems sort of stupid. That dark square bishop is a monster. Bishop d5. I'm actually opening up the diagonal for him here. I was trying to play f4 somehow. Protecting g7. I just keep switching from plan to plan with no clear concept of what I'm doing. I mean, he has moved all of his pawns. The whole line does seem treacherously weak. Treacherous. Treacherless. What am I doing? The bishop on e5 is driving me crazy. f4. Damn it, Jerry. It's not going to work. Treacherously. I don't have any plan, and he has a minute more than me. All I can do here is just keep trying to attack his pawns. Good God, man. Speaking of the devil. What? I have no idea what we're doing. He said he's on tilt. What kind of comment was that? Sarcasm? Tilt. This is tilt. Playing like a rock. It's like playing Kramnik. Dark square bishop is devastatingly annoying. You have a tactic here? Carlsen Magnus. This was to get me away from his B pawn. Treacherous, evil trick. Evil tricks. This was tilt, man. I'd hate to see like solid play. I think you're better almost the entire game, but maybe I'm wrong. It might be a misperception. Computer thinks I'm better. Nope. Whoa. What did I just see? Some sort of blip. The valuation was all over the place. Alright, so yeah, it was actually a pretty close game, it looks like. You were better here, a couple points. Rook G3. When I played Knight D5, not a bad game. Classic rock FM. I withstood the storm. I don't think he should resign there. He's 2 pawns down. There's still some drawing chances. He was discouraged with himself. Okay, guys, 5+3 challenges. We've got an hour and 15 minutes left. I've got to go at 1 o'clock. Cheers! Cheer your way to the top. Move 11, the top gift subs. Jim is 700. WJ Loof, Mr. Slowhand, Oms, Texas Time, and Mr. Coffee. Zen Chess. Where's Blobix? He's not on the cheer board. It's the strike in France. Zen. Am I in the mood for a Najdorf? Not really. Alright, let's try it. Nice bishops. E5 is a great square. Well, he set out to make that bishop great again. What is this? This isn't a Najdorf. What are you doing? It's a sort of trick. He tricked me. He's not playing the Najdorf. Playing the Sveshnikov. Alright. I don't know anything else. Any of the sidelines, and I don't do Fabiano variation. If knight d5, queen a5 check. I hate that variation. So, we'll do it this way. If you promised not to play queen a5 check, I would play knight d5. Otherwise, I have to give you a draw. I don't really like that variation. I don't know. I guess I should just study it more. I think I've only had the Sveshnikov like once or twice in my life, since I don't play e4 that much. Arsenal fan played bishop e7, which was an interesting novelty. for white. But, you know, you need that square. Thank you for the demonstration as to why we don't play bishop e7. You know who used to play this against me? Our former moderator, Irun. That's funny that we've had two players, Blobix and Irun, who play this. But Blobix does Blobix play knight e7 right away? This is a solid approach for black. I think trying to chop the knight off. Leko style Sveshnikov. Yeah, Gormali called him Carl Zilla or something. I mean, I know Firouzja is great at Blitz and stuff, but is he really good enough to be playing in the most elite? Is he that strong in slow chess? I mean, actually, well, he's stronger than like Jeffrey Zhang and some of the other players. I think that honestly, the Tata tournament isn't quite what it was before in its prime. All right, still, it's a great tournament. Just sometimes there's like mismatches. When Hu Yifan played and got slaughtered by everybody, that was horrible. She scored like 1.5 out of 13. I don't remember, but it's demoralizing. Once you start getting beat down by the strong players in such a field like that, you're going to lose a lot of games just psychologically. All right, rook b8. This is a big question, where to put that bishop. I don't know the theory. I think it's bad for your creativity to memorize too much. But that's another excuse for being lazy. Is bishop b7 next? Doesn't seem like white should have anything here. The Sveshnikov is just like a forced draw, honestly, I think. Rook b8 discourages a4. He'll have play against the b pawn. For all I know, like b4 is a move here. I don't really want to do that. Magnus just borrows other people's openings. He plays whatever. f5. Wow, that's kind of weird. So if I take on f5, you take on d5? That doesn't seem good. Yeah, why don't I take this? I think Zen Chess doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing either, but he probably knows what he's doing less than me. Somehow it seems weird to mix knight e7 with other plans. I feel like he's done something completely wrong here. Knight b4. I guess he just takes on d5 in that case, though. Can he do that? Oh, that's weird. Knight d5, knight c6. Am I getting carried away? I think Zen Chess is just making this up. He's a Najdorf player. He doesn't really play the Sveshnikov. I guess he's trying to learn it to be trendy. I don't think it's as trendy as the Najdorf. Najdorf is always the most trendy. It's the best Sicilian, probably. We just hope that black has some weaknesses. A few pawn moves. He's moved a few pawns here and there. White is more compact. So the point would be, not to just take with a knight, or I have nothing. The point is to play knight c6, or maybe queen d5. Retrospect, queen d5, queen b6, black's probably okay. The point was knight c6. I was thinking he might sack an exchange here. I didn't go that far with my analysis. But actually knight c6, queen g5 looks dangerous. Knight c6, queen g5, queen d5. So what happens on queen d5? All right, I don't know. I'm having very big second thoughts about knight c6 there. My spider senses started to freak out. Yeah, Catronius is good, whatever you buy. I mean, I don't think Catronius ever writes bad books. Someone was asking me for a recommendation on the King's Indian, Probably that's the go-to. That's actually his biggest opening, where he's an expert. I was talking to a Hungarian guy who sells DVDs and databases and stuff like that, and he was saying how Catronius was willing to spend a lot of money researching his books and stuff. I don't think most people would do that. He's pretty serious. Alright, so this is what I expected. The obvious d6 is kind of weak. What if we can play it in a simpler fashion? Just try to trade the white square bishops. This is an afterthought. This could backfire. Bishop e6. Alright, so rook d1. a5, clearly. Think knight c6. That's a problem. a4. I'm going to run out of time. Man, I've changed my plan 6 times here on the last move. Yeah, this is messed up. But I don't think white can be worse. Actually, on bishop e6, I have queen c6 check, take. I didn't even see that. Discovering new things about this position every minute. That's a savior. White probably remains with a slight edge there. Well, I mean, if I take away a5 from his repertoire of ideas here, Arsenal fan, he's going to have a lot less counterplay. If my knight is just stable and he doesn't have any kind of b4, I mean, where's his counterplay going to come from? That was his main threat. Without that, it's sort of black has no winning chances. He's just tied down to the b5 pawn. I'm just scot-free. Plus I'm invading on the A file. Oops, maybe not the best move, but whatever. It'll do. d5. I blundered an exchange. I'll have to live with it. It's not the worst exchange sacrifice ever. Damn it, I keep hanging, wanting to hang stuff. It's probably a good accidental exchange sacrifice. All right. Imre Bardi and Asanode. I've got an hour to play, guys. So, the Sveshnikov takes a long time to get a hang of. And I'm certainly no expert with white, but that worked out. All right. You don't mind losing the white square bishop. The white square, black's light square bishop. I lost his light square bishop. Where did it go? I don't mind losing black's light square bishop. This is theory. Reverse Alapin Sicilian. Black should equalize. It's also possible to play d4, but I don't think it's that great. So knight f3 is basically recommended. This has been played on a fairly high level relatively recently. I think queen b6. Queen b6 has been played by some strong players, maybe even like Ding the Ran, I'm not sure. I sacked my rook on f1. It wasn't functioning. It's a bargain. If you're going to sacrifice a piece, make sure it's one that you didn't bother to develop yet, you know? So d5 is more of like a kind of standard way to play here. You could also probably throw in queen b6 there. I can't remember the theory now. I think that normally Sveshnikov is a forced draw, ups-colored bishops, if black is careful. But I felt like Zenchess played inconsistently. Like he played knight e7, well then you're supposed to exchange the knight on d5. But he didn't, you know. If you're going to take the time to play knight e7, you should probably have to play... You should play like some kind of Leko-esque, you know, drawing line or something. Reversed. Knight b3. It's like literally a line of the Alapin reversed. I mean, the tempo should make a pretty big difference here. Instead of trying to equalize, white is trying to get a slight edge. d4 is a threat, so I have to take here. I don't know if I have to. If I was playing black, I guess the move would be bishop d2, But I'm wondering if I have any other alternatives because I'm white in an extra tempo situation. Queen d4. Queen d4, knight c6, queen g7. He's got queen d4, queen f6. That's messed up. Queen d4, queen f6. Is that equalized for black? What are you talking about? No Sveshnikov? The other possibility is to play d4, ed4, queen d4, d5. I think that's a game from Dynamic Chess Strategy where Suba is white against Sachs, Jula. It was some kind of ending where black like took on c4. White just won a piece. Yeah, I'm playing reverse colors, Alapin here. But there's some interesting moves. I believe it's queen b6 on move 5. Here. And then white has to play e3 to try to get any kind of advantage at all, believe it or not. That's the best try. I saw some high-level game. Well, he just blundered a piece. Too quick. WJ Luth, no stranded. No stranded. In the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. No, where? Where did you say you were? Somewhere. What's the name of the state? What's the state nickname for Pennsylvania? The coal state. What is the nickname of Pennsylvania on the license plates and stuff? Do they still put that on license plates? Arsenal watches Keystone State. My dad was in the Pennsylvania National Guard. His division had something to do with the Keystone State. But I grew up in New Jersey. All right, rook c8. What are we going to do here? Let's get another knight for the d4 square. We need an extra. Good old North Jersey. Okay, so here's a theory. I'm a long way from New Jersey. I believe it's queen b6 you're supposed to play. It's not like it's forced, but another question I have is, I said queen b6 without d5. Yeah, no, this is probably better. Yeah, check out the engine, the differential for the engine here. It's a 0.1. Every other variation is like a serious advantage for white, but this one, queen b6. And as I said, I like e3, but it looks like Stockfish doesn't agree. This is the modern variation. I don't know the theory too well, as you can imagine. It looks like this. Nakamura Topalov. Hikaru's played a couple games, but nothing recent. There's been no games since 2012. Now bishop e3, queen b4. Only one game with queen d8, the move the computer considers best. Okay, so this is Nakamura Wang Hao, 2012. Not discussed since then. Interesting. Anyway, I don't know that this is the best, but that's what Stockfish thinks. Tom's River Chess Club. They used to have a chess club there. A very good one. There were simul's we had back in the day, in the 90s. Simul's with like Mikhail Tal. I wasn't there. That was before my time. And I think they had simul's by some other really famous players. Used to be one of the best chess clubs in New Jersey. But I'm not sure if it still even exists. I have some friends from down there. Alright. Now I'm in Budapest, Hungary. A little bit of a different world here. I'm in another planet, basically. Okay, so I was just talking to one of my students about this yesterday. He had an opponent who played for h4, h5. h3 is more traditional. e3. The traditional. This is going to be similar to a game I had this last week. That's exactly what my opponent played. That's so weird. This is unusual too. Very unusual to play bishop c4. It's like white wants you to play d5 to transfer to a normal structure or something, or a more committed structure. That's funny that you played exactly what my opponent played. Maybe we don't need to waste time with that. So he just called FM. I mean, I don't know that he's really an FM. Maybe he likes FM radio. This is almost identical to a game I had last week in the tournament. A3 is weird. Usually people play A4. That's exactly what my opponent did. What the heck? The only difference was that his pawn is on A4, which I like better. A lot of bullet games? No. Where's the bullet games? He doesn't have bullet games. This is weird. I mean, white is allowing me to play E4, which is probably good. Again, this is exactly what my opponent did last week. I can't play F5 yet. This doesn't look right. Now the game is different. My opponent was like a coffee house player from Hungary. He was, I'll give him credit, like really, really dangerous till he blundered mate in 2. I mean, it's disheartening when someone plays like the entire like 30-move game in 5 minutes and pretty well. He almost drew my friend Emil too. White is like really in bad position here. F4 is interesting. It's not impossible. It's a better move than taking on G3. F4. He has to take, probably. He could play bishop H4, oddly. Yeah, after F4, bishop H4, maybe his position isn't that bad. Black is better. This is like a slightly improved version of my game from last week. The same thing, my opponent just uses no time, doesn't care about playing the best moves, just tries to play fast. It's too much bullet chess for people. Chess is made to be played thinking, not just quick moves. He should take his time. Why are we playing like it's a bullet game? It's strange to play bullet chess in 5+3. Enough with the speech. A kingside cave-in. I might have to play d5 at some point, deadening my bishop at b8. But it's awful for white. This bishop Asterbay knows the routine. The bishop must resurface. I'm going to go for a little containment first. Wow, okay. White is just spatially crushed here. Yeah, it's like, what are you trying to prove? Like, making all your moves in like 1 minute or something? Is there a reason for that? Terminal. Computer terminal. This is a slightly annoying move. It's unbelievable how similar he is to the guy that I played in the tournament, though. It's almost uncanny and strange. It's like his long lost brother or something. People at the tournament were like, this kind of position, everyone thought I didn't know what I was doing. It was so closed and locked. A lot of people thought I wasn't even winning. But the engine said I was better the whole game. Basically, like, spatially winning. How about bishop takes h3? It's not going to quite work. Great moves for someone. I don't understand the point of this. Great moves for someone who doesn't think. Imagine if he actually took the time to think. But maybe he can't. He's got hardly any games, actually. What's going on? It's like a... like a Smurf account or something. mean, Roman, a strong grandmaster playing instantly, that's different. They're probably good moves. Man. Yeah, I mean, if you're 25-50 grandmaster, you can give people 5-1 time odds, no problem. Or play a tournament game in 5 minutes at a fairly high level. It feels like kind of a waste of time, All right. I appreciate if my opponent would try to make the best moves. That's why I don't like playing like bullet players here. What do I do? Preserve this first. You do know this is with increment, right? We'll just go back. Very strange way to play chess. No chance at all. What is that? lichess.com? What am I doing? No, I don't want to replay. All right, that was enough with that guy. Alexander Gadranov. 16 games, 277. 248-1. Okay. All right. Let's try to play chess, not just bullet in 5+3. Does it seem like that game took forever? Or was it my imagination? Man, that's... Be careful with Arsenal fans' links that he puts here. Very dubious character. Guys, I'm going to be playing a couple more games. We've got till 1 o'clock. I've got to take off. Then on Sunday, I'm doing a simultaneous exhibition here on lichess, 6:30 p.m. CET. I play 25 players. I've got a team game on Sunday, but I think we'll be back in plenty of time. The Blumenfeld Gambit. You can buy my DVD. But I don't get any. I got paid a flat fee for doing that, so it doesn't make me any money. Don't buy it in order to make me richer, please. You know what's an interesting move? This, where people are just like taking on b5. It's strange, but strangely playable. Just buy it to make me famous. 2000 GM. I've got a team game. Like, he seems to know the line. He's playing the classic. The classic variation here. I played this with white against Josh Friedel. It's, who was the originator? This is considered mainline, so this guy actually knows this. Wow. A lot of people don't. So he must be a decent player. I'm trying to remember who first played this for white. Some positional player. This is like my game with Josh, but I was white. It's a well-known main line. I had the same game with the lichess too, I think. This guy's a new account. I mean, he seems to know too much. The man who knew too much. For just the first random thing that I played against him, he knows like 20 moves deep. This is all theory. I had this game with the white pieces and with black against Hungarian IM 2 years ago. It's a lot to know. I can't remember now if it's knight d7 or bishop b7. I guess knight d7. It's a lot of theory to know. Just off the top of your head. The first thing I played against the guy. Just lucky. I mean, I know a lot of masters who don't even know more than like 7 moves in the Blumenfeld Gambit. My opponent knows 16 moves of theory. Interesting. It's one thing if you're a grandmaster like Friedel or someone who's studied this extensively, which I have. But for just random 2400s. Yeah, that's what I played. The other move is Queen B3, I think. I think I had this in a correspondence game. I had it in the correspondence game here as well. You wouldn't use the opening book, would you? On lichess, by any chance? That's not nice. So against Tommy, Halash Tommy, I played a piece sack here. I think I did knight takes d5 right away in the Budapest Team Championship. Was it here? I sacked a piece with knight takes d5, which was a novelty. And I drew. I mean, I might be misremembering this, but it feels like this was the position where I played knight takes d5. Knight d5, queen d8, rook d8, bishop takes d5, bishop c4. Bishop c4 should be a good move there, no? Or 2 connected pass pawns. Oh, whatever. Maybe this will make him malfunction if I play something that's not in the lichess opening book. Now there's no opening book. I drew with Tommy like pretty quickly, but he was intimidated. I don't know. He gave me too much respect, I guess. He was freaked out when I sacked a piece. It's only good enough for a draw. Probably. I have 2 bishops and 2 connected pass pawns. And there's not a lot of pawns left for white if he wants to try to win in the endgame. This is my exact game with Halash. But that's a TN. The theory is like bishop b7, I think. Or maybe queen c7, I can't remember. Bishop b7. Josh must have played 95 against me when I was white. I mean, he must have played 95 against me here when I was white. The computer said this isn't completely sound when I analyzed it after my game. But the reason I got the idea was because later on in some variations, this piece sack comes up anyway. So I thought, why not just do it right away? Very difficult for white to win. I always find it funny how 1800s play them yet. I don't. What are you talking about? You mean I'm not doing something the average 1800 does? Black is fighting for a draw dynamically. You know, I have this creepy feeling that's what Halash Tommy played. Rook d1. But I'm beginning to fear that I got the position confused or something. Could it be? It's the wrong position? Not sure. Wow. White seems like a strong player. don't think I can allow my pawn structure to be destroyed here. Okay, we need to fight. Looks difficult for black, though. I don't know how much more perfect white could play, honestly. Did he have knight takes d4 there? A little too strong. Probably a computer. I mean, it could be a human. I can't trust anybody who's a relatively new account. I mean, that's my natural instinct, to think everyone's a computer. This game is like a little too good. Almost instantaneously, he finds like the best move. It's highly suspicious. All right, I just wasted my time. 0-0-0. Sacking pieces against computers. It's just going to be 0-0-0. Perfect game. Lost here. It's highly suspicious. I think it's probably an engine. Whatever. We'll see if he actually gets some games. I would suspect that's a computer. All right. Webmax 5+3. Hopefully you're not a computer. Don't sacrifice pieces for 2 pawns against computers, guys. It's not a good idea. I was under the assumption that my opponent was a human. I think the time use is the giveaway there. If he could come up with those moves, like using a little bit more time, like maybe it would be believable, but he was like cranking them out like instantaneously in a 5+3 game. And he basically played stronger than, he played like a GM level tournament game in 5 minutes. I mean, we've seen another one of those recently. Doesn't work. What's up with Queen C4? D5. Queen C4. Knight takes E5, Queen A5 check. You've got the trick. This is funny. I guess I might have some other move. Knight G4. Knight G4. Dropping a piece. That's good. This is strange. I've never faced this ever. The guy's using an engine. He doesn't know 16 moves of theory in the Blumenfeld. All right. Using opening book and an engine. I would check his other games if I had spare time, but better things to do with my life. Queen c4. Huh. It actually looks playable. Interesting new idea. No, that was a computer. So, now what, knight e4? It's interesting. I don't think queen b5 is good, but it's not that bad. Maybe not that bad. I mean, I could play a6. If it makes sense here. I'd rather look at a few more games by the player if I'm going to report them. You know, I'll do a little research. I don't like to report people because of one game that I played against them. I mean, it could be just me being biased. A few things would have to be, perfect for him to play a game like that. He'd have to be an expert in that opening, which is unlikely. He'd happen to play the best game of the day he's played, and it's not out of the realm of possibility. He's not a computer. I wouldn't report him based on one game. But if I look at his other games and I see similar stuff, then I would definitely report him. No, lichess can't detect cheating mid-game. A lot of times they don't. There's a lot of players running around my stream who cheat, but I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to embarrass them live here on the stream. Lichess try to catch cheaters, but they don't always succeed, unfortunately. They try the best they can, but they can't simply catch everybody. The lichess automated cheater catching doesn't quite work 100% of the time, I'm afraid. Despite popular beliefs. That's a nice fantasy, though. I appreciate their efforts. Yeah, well, presumably he will get banned if he keeps playing like that. I think some people think that it's okay to cheat in unrated games or something, That seems to be a common misconception. That's not cheating, because it's not rated. It doesn't matter. If you cheat in unrated games, you're likely to cheat in rated ones too. So what is this, some sort of sophisticated trap? Queen d4, bishop g7, f4. No, I'm fine. Wait, he has bishop takes e4. No. Damn, dude. So, what we got here? White's playing too fast. Knight d3. Another bullet player. It's like a disease. Take your time, man. So sad. People play so fast. Why would you play so fast? You got a chance to play a higher rated player. Take your time. Time is there for you to play better moves. It's an increment. 5-3 is like 10-0. I mean, you need to play it like a 10-0 game, not like a 5-0 game. He played 13 reps. Yeah, the guy's a cheater, man. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'll look at his games later and report him, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions because there are false positives. Well, I mean, that guy, Jim, he was cheating against me, but that doesn't mean he's cheating in all his games. You know, you've got to keep in mind. Some people want to cheat against a streamer because it makes them look good, but they may not cheat in their other games. You know, so you can't necessarily expect him to be cheating in all of his games. I don't care. You know, I'm just not going to stress about it. But you mean where was it? Like in a tournament or? Where did you play him, Jim? I play poker, but I won't play online anymore. But I don't have much time to play live either. No, Budapest sucks. All the poker rooms were closed down like 10 years ago by the government. There used to be a pretty good scene. Then the government stepped in to try to take money from, and they shut down all these sites, all these casino club rooms. It's a disaster. There's only like one or two card clubs in Budapest that have a license to play poker. It sucks. It's just atrocity. It's horrible. It's not that they're hostile to poker. They want to cut and they want too much. And they've basically killed the game. Nobody can afford to run a card room and fork out the kind of cash that they want to get. So they just killed the whole industry. It's a typical thing here. The government also operates all the tobacco stores. They want to take too much of everything to the point where they kill the industry. Bad economics. So there's not much home games, and I would travel to some tournament once in a while if I had time, but that's it for poker. If I had to play online, I would play on maybe maybe party poker or what do I have now? William Hill, but there's not enough players on William Hill. It's exactly like the other guy. All he does is play for time from a lost position. Damn, dude, this is a lost king and pawn game. The other thing that people don't seem to have any clue about endgames in online chess. It's another disease of modern online chess. They trade down from drawable, not this, but a lot of people will trade down from what could be a drawn rook endgame into a totally lost king and pawn endgame. There's no way anybody who's as good as this player is overall should not have a better endgame. I guess the bottom line is that it's hard to learn endgames online. I don't know. Or they're just playing too fast. I mean, when I grew up, there's no way anybody could be this good and not have a better endgame. Don't be like Vallejo. I don't know. I don't know what he said. What do you mean? What did Vallejo do? Paco. I remember playing Vallejo in Blitz when he was still in IM. He used to play the Queen's Gambit Accepted against me. He was a good Queen's Gambit Accepted player. Guys, I have to go. I have time for one more game. Well, at this rate. Dude, what is the point of this? Alright. Ask me your last game for today. Unicorn 99 always comes late. Endgame is more important than anything. Okay, maybe middle game, but in practical sense. Especially till you get to a certain level. But once you hit like 1800 on lichess or something, you gotta start to learn endgames. If you don't know at least like basic king and pawn in games, you have no business being 1800. Uh-oh, what happened? The computer is back. Look, I didn't even report him. I'm just suspecting he could be a computer. We'll do some research and come to a conclusion. I'm not going to pull the trigger too early, but Godrinov seemed like a computer to me. He just sent in a comment. What happened? He was deleted? Mr. Coffee? I didn't see. What was it? He's claiming he's innocent or something? Innocent until proven guilty. Actually, you're guilty until proven innocent. They're all innocent. When I get some time, I'll do some research into his games. Alright. Possible he's a GM, who just happens to know the Blumenfeld Gambit Grandmaster level. Chances of that are probably like 1 in 100. Okay, my peace sacrifice that I played against Halas Tommy, he's Hungarian IM rated around 2400. He was unable to beat me in a long game. With this guy like just destroyed in 1 minute. This is a nice way to play with white. Very solid. We had the exact same game, right? I guess I could do knight e4. No, that doesn't work. This is a little dodgy. He's got d5, but it's okay. I'll just play rook g8. Actually, queen f6 is fine. No, d5 is not a problem. Chess tempo is not bad. How about 365 chess? Do they have the same thing? Are these endgame studies like a... I gotta go after this game, guys. So thank you for watching. Are the endgame studies like a canned thing that like multiple sites have? Like bought? Kind of like the Opening Explorer? Like lichess, I guess, pays for the Opening Explorer from some third-party site. Yeah, I never tried any kind of endgame. Funny, Asmir had the same hallucination that I did for a second. He could take on g5. He just loses a piece. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Hallucination. Pi Day, wow. Did you just subscribe? Or you been a subscriber? Unfortunately, I have to go, guys. I have a lesson. We're going to be back on Sunday with a subscriber stream. How strong was knight f4 over knight g6? You mean g3? Knight f4. The king's Indian. Well, I mean, I think that I didn't even think about it. But in a long game, I would definitely give it some thought, Arsenal. I don't know. You'd have to really take a deeper look. Well, I thought it was my move. Whoops. It should be my move by now. Asmir just came apart, but, you know, he hallucinated. It's hard to evaluate that, but it's good that you think about that. Knight takes g3 is not automatic. I also think you might just kind of keep the tension and hang out and wait and see. I don't see why keeping the tension wouldn't favor black. Arsenal. White is just lost here, of course. He made a terrible mistake. I got lucky in a couple of games where my opponents just dropped pieces. But thanks everybody for tuning in. What did we get? A donation from somebody? What was that? WJ Luke cheered 109? What is that? Some odd amount. I can't count. Thank you. Rook f1, queen e3, maybe queen g3. Clearly this is lost. You don't like odd numbers? It's OCD. I got a little bit of the OCD. I guess everyone does. Not much chance for survival here. Sorry guys, I can't take any more challenges. Gotta go. Got to go. I love odd numbers. All right, thank you guys for the games. I will be back on Sunday with a simul. Thanks for joining. Thanks for playing. Talk to you later. Mr. Coffee, talk to you later. Thank you for moderating those bad behaved children on our stream today. I will see you later, guys. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye.